We're going to open the shot on the Rubik's Cube. Then we're going to hear the argument and we're going to dolly the camera towards the argument. As we get closer to the house, this first scene will end. Go to the second scene, introduce young Yalper, her room. We're going to dolly in, left. Then we're going to dolly on some inserts, her feet first. Then her loose hands by her sides. Then dolly on her eyes. Then to a medium close-up when she hears the slap. Then a frontal as she runs towards the door. She stops, medium close-up. Then we go on to the third scene. We're going to dolly out on the Rubik's Cube. Nancy's going to be running back as Adam comes after her and slaps her, knocking her to the floor. Then we take Adam's POV and then we go back to ground level into Nancy's POV as he hits her. Then we go over the shoulder on Adam as he grabs her hair. He slams her to the floor. She's in pain. We do an extreme close-up on the ground level. She looks back, ready for what's to come. There's going to be a handheld young Yalper's POV, Dutch angle. Medium shot Adam's POV as she tells him to get out, and here we perform the dramatic split. Then we put the camera on the table so she can struggle to get up, and we go into a bird's eye as she tells him never to come back. Then we go OTS on young Yalper. She watches her mom smoking a cigarette. Wide shot, then into a medium close-up as she notices young Yalper. Then wide shot young Yalper back into a medium close-up. Then we do a close-up on her putting out her cigarette. Into a wide shot to welcome Yalper. Then a wide shot, and we're going to pan as Yalper runs to her mother. Back to a wide shot as her mother tells her that everything's going to be okay. Then we go OTS as Yalper makes her mother the promise. And here we perform the dramatic stretch. This is the closest that I could show what the dramatic stretch will be like. And the only time I will do it in the animatics. Into a medium close-up when Nancy falls to her knees crying and hugs Yalper. Medium shot as Yalper asks her mom why she's crying because she's never seen her mom crying. Into a close-up as Nancy mystifies her daughter by telling her that she wishes she never finds out why she's crying. Into scene 4, here we see Yalper, a grown woman. This will be a compilation of 3 different scenes. It will be performed with a steady cam going 360 degrees around Yalper as she's being taken out on a date by Brian. We will end here at the restaurant scene. Into scene 7, we see Yalper sitting on the couch watching TV, wide shot. Another wide shot as Brian brings her popcorn. Medium shot, she asks him for a drink. To a wide shot, she gets it, and then close up as he passes her the drink. Medium shot to show her pride. Dolly back to a wide shot as she spits it out. Into a medium close up on Brian as he shows his disappointment. She asks him for a rag to clean herself up. Then we're going to dolly in. Show his frustration, he walks away from her. We go into scene 8, and in this scene we're going to pan 360 degrees around, showing the action. Yalper walks away. Back around to Brian, he follows. Then we're going to scene 9, where we're going to dolly in and pan, focusing on the frame that Brian is going to knock down. Then we go over the shoulder on Brian as Yalper tells him to get out. To a wide shot. She comes close to her, she ignores him. OTS again. Then here we will perform the dramatic split once more. Brian walks out. Yalper walks out on the left, comes in on the right, wide shot. She walks into the room. Into the next scene. We start with an aerial shot. She sits on her bed, sees a picture of her mom, medium shot. We dolly in on the picture. She goes for a medium shot. Then we insert on the picture. She realizes her mom's strength with a close-up. She goes for her phone, another insert on the phone. She goes to dial for her mom. Her mom ends up calling her on medium close-up. She realizes it's her father who's on the phone. And we dolly in for the dramatic stretch as her father tells her that her mother is dead. Into scene 10, Yalper is alone at a bar, wide shot. Then we're going to dolly right to have Mirg come into the scene. He talks to the bartender, order a drink. Close up to show that she doesn't mind the company. In medium, as Mirg introduces himself. Into a medium close up as Yalper messes up his name. Then we're going to dolly back and leave them flirting with each other. 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. We're going to open the next scene with an insert of Yalper slamming a pot on the table. Then we're going to dolly right as they argue. This whole scene I am going to attempt to shoot panoramic style as you see here. I'm also going to shoot it regular just in case it doesn't work. We go over the shoulder on Mirg. She shows his frustration into a medium close-up when Yalper challenges Mirg. We go to a close-up on Mirg. He tells her that he thinks that's what she wants. Then again, Yalper challenges him with a close-up. And we go wide shot as he hits her, knocks her to the floor. She hits the floor ground level into a POV of Yalper as he strikes her a couple of times. Then we're gonna go over the shoulder on Yalper as she dials 911 and calls for help. Mirg moves back. Into the next scene, we show a police car dollying right as the policeman puts Mirg into the police car. We do a wide shot as the policeman bring Yalper a restraining order over the shoulder on the restraining order. Into the next scene, we're gonna dolly right on the restraining order, then showing a full plate of food and a pregnancy test box in a bag. Then we're going to dolly right on Yalper as she has to make a decision. The next scene, we see Mirg, prisoner outfit. He's recalling what happened and talking to Yalper. This medium close-up. Picks up his head and tells her he doesn't know what happened. Then we go over the shoulder as Mirg promises Yalper never to let it happen again. Then we do a medium close-up on Yalper. She accepts him. Into scene 16, we're going to dolly right on an older looking Yalper. She's smoking a cigarette and playing with the old Rubik's Cube. We hear the door opening, then we go wide shot on Mirg as he enters. Into a medium, Yalper's reaction. Back to a wide shot as Mirg checks his collar and finds lipstick. Medium shot of Yalper as she reacts to it. Dolly right, extreme close-up on Mirg's eyes. Then we're going to perform a steady cam following Mirg. He's asking her what's for dinner, then he finds the dinner in the sink. Wide shot, Yalper tells him that his food got cold, so she threw it out. To extreme close-up as Mirg takes off his tie and crumbles it into a ball. Medium POV as he throws it at her, then close-up of her getting hit. Close-up on Mirg as he demands her to cook fresh dinner. Medium shot dollying right as Yalper denies him. She walks away. Then he throws a plate at her and she ducks. He asks her what she said and we pan right as he goes up to her and chokes her. Swings her over the table. Wide shot. Extreme close up as she struggles with him. Then he swings her over the table, ground level as she comes down. Medium shot as he puts the knees over her and starts slapping her around over the shoulder. She continues. POV, he tells her that he's not hungry anymore and spits on her. Then he walks away, and again we perform the dramatic split for the third time. Right into an aerial shot. Then we'll place the camera again on the table. She grabs a cigarette, walks off. Wide shot as she walks away into the hallway. Medium as she hears her daughter crying. Close up as she puts out the cigarette. To the next scene, she runs down the hallway. And the last scene, she finds her daughter curled up on the floor crying. Wide shot. Medium shot, she reacts to it. Medium, she comes and picks her up. Then close up as he hugs her tightly. Medium shot as she brings her to the bed. Then we go over the shoulder on Elena, Yalper's daughter, as she promises her never to let a guy lay a hand on her. and we'll end with the dramatic stretch as Yalper realizes why her mother cried.